Welcome to my new boat. After a few years of appalling health, she's going to be an important part of my rehabilitation. That rehab journey starts now as I work to get her back into commission and into fine sailing trim. In part, I'm going to be training up for a passage which will raise awareness of the work of the Andrew Castle Foundation, who support individuals with disability to take part in yacht racing and cruising at the highest levels. They've been hugely helpful to me as I've slowly got back on the water over the last year. This Vancouver 27 has been in the yard for several years and she's a little bit tired. Her hull's sound, but her deck is leaky and some of her systems are aged out. So my rehabilitation is going to be her rehabilitation too. Vancouver's a beautiful, old-fashioned, long-keel, traditionally rigged boats. They're slow by modern standards, but safe and known for looking after their crew. I'm sitting in what's known as the quarter berth. Exactly where I'm sitting is going to get converted to storage for my wheelchair. Further behind me, the plan is to store the dinghy or tender. I need a slightly heftier daughter craft than would be usual in a little boat like this Vancouver, so that I can get myself and my mobility stuff ashore when the mothership is lying at anchor. Over the past years, the walls have closed in on me, and at times it's been pretty terrible with all the troubles that depression and PTSD can bring. In recovering, I've learnt that I really can't do without wild places. My mobility issues mean that walking out into the wild isn't viable, but a boat can float to the wildest parts of these islands' coasts and thus fulfil my wandering heart. From a mobility point of view in the cabin, nothing is more than an armhold away, which makes it a safe capsule for living and venturing. On deck, she's similarly compact, which is a great bonus for safety. Here's the galley. I'm not going to fire it up for you because the gas joins all need checking first, but there's a nice cooker that's practical for sea service and a good prep surface with a nice sink underneath. The boat goes out a long way to my left and there's space to stash food and condiments behind all this, as well as a couple of cavernous lockers aft of here. I hope to be able to take many of you along with me on this life and boat rehab journey through social media, and if I'm able, some regular videos. Look out for that to start when we reveal this boat's new name. Forward of the galley you come to the saloon, where there's a pair of bunks with deep stowage underneath and behind the bunks. Despite the moderately decrepit state of the boat, it already feels cosy down here. Cosy is important on a boat. Truly a little capsule of home, whatever's going on outside. I'll share some of the things that I've been up to today in working on the water tanks and the teak, looking to see how badly damaged that is and what will be needed to get that back into a good state. You'd be entirely justified in asking what on earth I thought I was doing. The answer is I'm emptying the water tank, cup by cup. Why am I not using some more sensible strategy, like a pump? Answer, there is no pump at hand. Why am I doing it this way and not just letting it run into the bilge and pumping it out that way? Because the tanks have gone sour over the year that she's been ashore, and there's algae in the tanks, so I don't really want to run that into the bilge because it risks coating the inside of my boat with algae, which would be bad. So instead of which, having failed to siphon it out, I'm now bailing it out by hand, the old-fashioned way.